Welcome back, dear viewers. And that really was interesting photos and pictures. Our really young generation going to space. And before transferring to the AUK, she was studying fine arts and graphic design in School of Visual Arts, New York. This experience has put a big impact on her life in various ways, which shifted her views on life and made her who she is today. And she is Nouf Algharabali, Farid.
Indeed. On the other hand, our second guest established the first art club in university and created creative art community within it, hosted the first art workshop, and encouraged self-reflection through art, as well as being an active alumni from her private faculty, Nada Alotaibi. So let's all welcome Nouf Algharabali and the task medical and officer, and Nada Alotaibi, task data officer. Nada, good morning, and Nouf, good morning.
Good morning.
And we are really, happy to have you, and good morning, Kuwait.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You are lucky today. You know, most of our guests are females.
I'm happy today. I'm so much happy because I can see, yes, we've got 2 parliament ladies in the parliament, and we have 4 distinguished ladies in our Good Morning Kuwait.
Lucky,
yes,
lucky. It's Women's Day, I guess.
it is. You are lucky as well, Farid. You have all of those wonderful women here in the studio with you.
Absolutely. I'm really honored. So let's move on. First of all, with Nada. Nada, what is the project that you are doing?
So our main objective of our mission is to simulate how artists can mix with the space research on the moon. So
Artists can mix?
Yes, how art and space can mix for
Okay.
research. So what we did was we became an analog astronaut in Poland, and we stayed in isolation in the lunar habitat, simulating how we would be living actually on the moon.
Okay.
And the main objective is to test how the isolation can affect our art skills and our creativity.
So being isolated alone, that would affect your taste and your art, and
Exactly,
really?
yes.
And you felt that?
Yes, actually, because how we started is to, we did a competition with contemporary art platform here in Kuwait. And this is how we actually were selected to be on this mission. We did 2 different paintings, of course, and the Analog Astronaut Training Center chose us based on that. And when we actually went there, being with such creative minds, like closed off in one place, it really helped a lot with our creative process.
That is creative, if we can say that, Farid. So why
It's more than great.
It is.
Yeah.
Why Poland? No.
So basically, when it comes down to that, the founder is actually from Poland, and the habitat itself is in Poland. The person who's in charge of it, the founder, her name is Agata, and she works as a neuroscientist in the European Space Agency. And that's why we had to go there, because everything was actually from there.
Neuroscientist.
Yes.
That is something, because you see, I think, yeah, the isolation would really take us away, and neurology would be really insisted there. It's an important thing.
Definitely. Poland is beautiful, talking about, part of the Alps, height, and definitely it's beautiful. It makes you really feel like you are on another planet. So,
Indeed.
Nada, let's go, how you were selected and, to accomplish this task, and by whom?
Yeah, so my brother Ghanem Alotaibi, he's actually an active member in the space world, and he proposed to Agata, the founder of the Space Association, is to bring art to the habitat. And we were selected based on a competition where in the
Like what
contemporary
we're watching now on the monitor, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
This is our habitat. So we were chosen based on our art skills and how we produce our art in the contemporary art platform here in Kuwait. And we were chosen by the mission control, and as well as Agata, the founder of the habitat.
I don't know. I keep remembering the movie Avatar, you know.
Yeah.
Once you said Agatha, and it's like almost the same balance. I mean, it's just like, you know, Avatar is also an art, you know, and somewhere in
Space.
galaxies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it is something. You have a great imagination.
Yeah. Imagine that.
He has a great imagination.
But I don't want to go to their planet.
Well,
I'm happy on Earth.
yeah, and I have seen just the pictures. You have seen those drawings. That's really interesting.
Yes.
So you were talking about isolation.
Yes.
So how is that in psychological experience? How important is that?
Yeah.
When-
The implication.
Yes, when it comes down to isolation, especially when it comes down to the habitat, it is really important for someone to know something about psychology, especially when it comes down to mental illnesses. Like when you're in isolation, especially like when you're in the moon, there are things that can go wrong. So you have to be able to focus and be patient and not panic, because if you panic and you would put yourself and others at risk.
Exactly.
So it's really important, especially like in Kuwait, like we need to know more about psychology and mental illnesses, because if you do know about those types of topics, then you would understand yourself better and you would understand others better as well. So it's not just in space, it also has to do with real life experiences.
That's so true. But I want to know the isolation. You were talking about isolation. How isolated were you? Do you have your phones? What's the isolation really about? Both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did have our phones, but the way that we communicated, because we were connected to the habitat's Wi-Fi, and it was very slow to simulate how, like
The moon, on the moon.
yeah, because we're basically on the moon. So it was extremely slow, and the Wi-Fi would shut off. And when we communicated with the Mission Control Center, they would put their clock on the New Zealand clock for us to calculate what about the time, what is the change in time for us to wait for their response.
That is
So,
something.
like, there's no visiting, no gathering, nothing.
No.
Just you two.
Just staying isolated and focus on the task and the mission for 7 days straight.
Okay, because, you know, right off the bat, you know, when you go abroad to study or something, you know, there is the homesickness comes to you. So imagine you're isolated, there is no people.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go abroad, you know, there are people, students, university and stuff like that. But this is really tough, and definitely you need to practice on.
Well, when it comes down to like isolation, I really didn't have a problem with that. I mean, COVID was worse, to be honest.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I have been abroad, so I have had experiences before.
Isolation.
Yeah.
Definitely Nada Alotaibi and Nouf Algharabali, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we are, you know, tight with the time, you know, and we need, if there is a last message you want to say.
When it comes down to this experience, it's really important, especially for Kuwait, and because it has something to do with the future and it has something to do with space as well as technology. And it's really important for us to be a part of it, so we would understand how to go to the moon and be a part of the space research in general, and collaborate with other researchers abroad as well.
Well, that is really
Thank you.
something. Thank you, Nada. Thank you, Nouf, for being here with us and giving us a glimpse of an experience, a unique experience that you have gone through. To viewers, we thank our guests today, 4 wonderful females, from Balsam Al Ayoub to Sergeant Vivian to Nouf Algharabali and Nada Alotaibi. They gave us a hint of the future of Kuwait, the women empowerment, and a unique experience each of one had really gone through. I think our experience today was really a special one, and it is unfortunately the end of today's episode, Farid. So I think we hope each and everyone to have a well and healthy day and the rest of the week.
Absolutely. I wish you, you know, all the best, dear viewers. Until the next episode, have a safe day and goodbye.
Bye-bye.